Coffee with Andy. Good morning. It's Coffee with Andy. That's some good stuff. Coming to you from Massachusetts waters. We've got New Hampshire just off to our port side, and Maine is dead ahead. Might have some other crew join me in a few minutes. Been going for 3 hours so far. Scooted up the Cape Cod Canal, which cuts off Cape Ann, the little hook of Massachusetts. And we were boogieing. At one point, I think we hit 11 knots through there. We had 3 or 4 knots of favorable current, no wind. I wouldn't say it's glass smooth. It's almost glass smooth out here, but we'll get waked by a lobster boat every once in a while. And I'm coming back into another lobster field. In 100 feet of water, there are some times where the lobster pots are only 20, 30 feet apart and just everywhere. You're dodging them. You think they crab pot down on the ICW? It is not like they lobster pot up here. This is carpet bombing. They just drop them everywhere. So amazing that there's a lobster left in this water. We're doing great. It's beautiful today. We've had some visits with our buddy boat Freedom, and the boys on our boat, ladies on their boat, had a great visit, and there were many a tear at the end of the visit. And the girls are going to miss the boys too. You got the skipper coming up behind me. Say hi, Skipper. Yes, her shirt says, "Y'all need baby Jesus."
Chosen one.
From micro wrestling. We've talked about before, but midget wrestling. If you haven't looked them up, Micro Wrestling Federation. They do. I think they like to be called whatever it is, as long as there's a dollar bill associated with it.
I feel them.
So we had a good visit with Freedom. Our buddy boating with Sheliak is going to be coming to an end soon. We're only about 2 or 3 days away from, they might even make it onto their mooring ball tomorrow. Their boat has to be on their mooring ball for 2 weeks a year for them to retain rights to it, I believe. And there's a bunch of nuances to it. They own the mooring ball, they maintain the mooring ball. They have to pay for divers to go down and certify the mooring ball every year. When they're on it, it's free, other than all their fees associated with it. But when they're not on their mooring ball, the city gets to rent out their mooring ball and make money on it. So it sounds like a lose-lose situation to me. But they have to be on their mooring ball, so they're racing up to get it on that so they can start their unload process, because they got to get back to Virginia to get Sarah into kindergarten. And he's got to go back and be a professor and semi-professional. I mean, what would you do if Josh walked in to... Sweet! Dude! I mean, probably 20% of his texts to us start off with, "Dude!" Bruh. And I say it in that way whenever I read it. It's like in my mind.
We should start calling him
Crush. Don't Ralph on the shell. It just had it waxed. They've been our longest standing buddy boat that we traveled with, and we get each other. We get each other's jokes and movie references and other references, and that's scary when you pick up a yellow rag and smell it before you go wring it out.
We got a little wet yesterday.
We're a little soggy. We had a spirited crossing over from the vineyard, where we spent probably 5 or 6 days in Martha's Vineyard and saw so much of it. Amityville was good to us. The kids jumped off Jaws Bridge and had the best time. I'll put something up here, a picture of them jumping off.
But we didn't survive though.
Sorry?
You survived. But we toured Oak Bluff, which has this little cottage village. It's the meeting college, our meeting village, and it was a church camp started in 1835. And they're all little vacation cottages that are just built right on next to each other. And I think they're called gingerbread houses, German themed, but they're all like carpenter craftsmen is the word that I'm sticking with. I'm probably wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm wrong most of the time. But it's your chief damage control officer. I maintaining the boat. We had a little hiccup yesterday morning with one throttle cable was sticking a little bit, and during all that we hit a little bit of rough seas. But I got it all freed up. We're all good. Checked everything on either end. I think we just had some corrosion built up. The last time I serviced those was about 8 months ago.
Is there a Sheliak to the right?
Sheliak is over to our right a little bit now, yeah.
Okay, you're not in too shallow, right?
I'm in 118 feet of water.
Just make sure you're going to clear that point way up there. Looks like a
I'm
point
clearing
way up.
everything. I'm maintaining my Colreg 5 rule of a constant watch, and about 250 yards in front of me I got another string of lobster pots that are just going to cause me to zig and zag a little bit. Getting some texts from Sheliak. We're having a good time. We've got an injury over on Micah. His thumbnail has had some infection under it. It's lifted. We're going to trim that back. Hopefully that won't get any worse. And I think Tracy's talked to a healthcare provider of some sort who's giving us some advice on that. Everybody else seem to be good?
I think so.
I think so. So we're still going north. After we leave Sheliak, we're going to bounce north a little bit more. Then we've got to turn around and go south. In the first couple of weeks of September, I'm off the boat. I get to go be with my buddy J-Lo in San Francisco at a contracting job. Dave Allen, if you're watching, we'll get to meet. You get to hate me to my face that I live on a boat. You're still in camera.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You can be in camera all you want. Still just drying up a little bit. We've washed the boat really well in the rain the last few days. We were in a good rain shower in Martha's Vineyard. 3 of us were out scrubbing, and we shamed Taylor into coming out and scrub for a while. He's like, I'm not going to let you guys go out and out scrub me. Little competitive. Just a little. It's all good though. I've never been this far north. This is not going to be my recap video, but we've been on the boat. We've had the boat for right over a year. I moved on the boat at the end of this month. And end of this month, 1st of August, right at my birthday of last year. The boys and I and Tracy are putting together a recap, a couple of recap different social media posts. We've done a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff we never would have been able to do. Met a lot of people that our paths never would have crossed. We've also gotten to spend time with like my nephew David at the Naval Academy. And that's time that I never would have had if I was stationary at a job back home. And I cherish that. We've had some visitors come and spend some overnights, summer buddy boaters that were passing through. Some were friends from back home and family. We've loved all that. We want more because we want to share this experience. It's not all pretty. It's not. Because sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. And yesterday we had some rough seas for about an hour. We lived. Today it's almost serene. The fog keeps rolling in and out. I think it's supposed to be 78 degrees right now, but it still feels like it's in the upper 60s. When the fog comes in, it gets cold for a little while. We're doing good though. I'm gonna wrap up this coffee with and he. Just tell you to clean up after yourselves, spay and neuter your pets, tell your friends and family along, and go out there and live large, live big, epically, as I've been quoted before by Mr. Tootin. Love you guys. Until next time.